Today's presentation addresses company benefits accrued through the adoption of an intelligent documentation repository versus exposure to additional risks faced due to unorganized product compliance and test data storage methodologies. We will show the pitfalls and cost implications to those companies that show scant regard to addressing this growing, challenging problem. The MiCOM Labs MiCert solution implements an organized, structured database, bringing benefits not only to companies but individual compliance resources, together with external third parties. The days spent firefighting product compliance documentation issues are numbered. It's a global marketplace, and companies need to be successful, and this means many things to many people. However, we will limit this to imply achieving or attaining a leadership position in the market, one that demonstrates positive growth, increasing revenues, along with efficiency improvements, and perhaps the most important of all, cost reduction programs. Placing a product on the market takes significant time and effort for many companies. Assembling the necessary documentation packages can be expensive and time-consuming. Developing appropriate test strategies for particular markets will be required for a successful product launch, and depending on top product type, this may not be easy. Not all countries have a formal, documented route to certification. Applying for country certification can be expensive. Compiling a unique documentation package is required for each country. No two countries will have the same documentation requirements. Documentation packages will consist of, but not limited to, application forms, manuals, quick start guides, test reports, declaration of conformities, product photographs, to name but a few, but there are many more types which can be requested by individual countries. Once certified, where does the compliance resource store a vast amount of documentation, which now includes the country certificate of compliance? If this has an expiry date, how will this be logged? And if this isn't bad enough, there are multiple additional factors compounding documentation storage requirements. Product life cycles have dramatically reduced. This was a 12 to 18 month period. Now it can be down to 4 to 6 months. Your company may have additional products, product variants, other countries where each product will be marketed. Done successfully, compliance maintenance can be difficult, if not impossible, through a manual monitoring process. There's the tracking of expiring certificates, compliance maintenance, update to standards. Manufacturers must continue to be in compliance. Take for instance the EU Red. You've got to produce a declaration of conformity. Then there's the component obsolescence throughout product life cycle. Note that it may be that retesting is required in order to prove continued compliance. Sharing compliance documentation internally and with third parties can be a daunting task depending on what system is implemented. MiCOM has several client horror stories regarding the sharing of compliance documentation internally and with their third parties, until they switch to the MiCert system. Compliance maintenance is an important part of managing compliance. Performed inefficiently, it will be a detrimental drain on company resources and revenue generation. MiCOM has several examples of clients asking for help trying to get product out of customs, or their clients spotting non-compliance issues. This has the potential to seriously delay product launch. It does nothing for client satisfaction or company reputation, not to mention lost revenues. Now consider time and money wasted by compliance personnel firefighting an issue that should have been caught through managing compliance. And retesting may be required, which further delays the product launch. Documentation control issues have a habit of sneaking up on unsuspecting manufacturers, and this may not be immediately obvious. Through increased numbers of certification programs, due to number of products, variants and countries, compliance can soon be a complex and time-consuming task. Scrambling to fix non-compliance issues becomes a common occurrence. Ongoing compliance maintenance can quickly escalate into a full-time position. Growth equals sales, and sales are relying on delivering compliant product as efficiently and cost effectively as possible. Does your company have the tools necessary to maintain regulatory compliance in a global market? There are several criteria to consider when selecting or developing a suitable documentation organization solution. Ensure its ease of use. Got to be able to monitor the documentation status. It's got to be capable of maintenance and routes for upgrade. And a nice feature would be dynamically to restructure folders. It should be keyword searchable. It should track certification along with their expiry dates, track the standards, track product variants and options, track modules, hosts and their product relationships, communicate internally and securely with third parties, give a professional look and feel, and give third parties a sense of having an unorganized documentation system. It should be capable of training new staff and transferring responsibilities. What happens if your compliance resource leaves? It should provide an admin function to grant individual-based permissions. Should be designed to meet quality management standards. It should be capable of bulk uploading files and bulk assigning file properties. It should be EU RED compliant, track lifetime compliance changes. Given the opportunity, MiCOM can provide a full monitoring compliance solution through the MiCert application.
Introducing MiCert, a cloud-based application designed and written by MiCOM Labs. MiCert is the intelligent documentation repository. It's simple and intuitive to use and addresses all the points highlighted under the previous solutions to consider slide. Due to time constraints, the following only provides a taste of the MiCert full functionality. For those interested, we can arrange a more in-depth demo. The documents stored in a database by default are shown under the All Documents folder. There are several informative columns included on this page. Each document can be assigned a set of properties. Files can be organized in a folder structure that makes sense to company operations as demonstrated here. Create, rename or delete folders to match company requirements. Drag and drop folders to new locations. This folder structure may make complete sense to one user but may not translate well to others. As a result, you can dynamically use the file properties to generate different folder configurations, grouping the files by product or country. With this adaptable structure, a user can drill down to each of these configurations with their desired format, which makes working with multiple files simple. It's easy to upload multiple files simultaneously. Click to select or drag and drop. Under the admin function button in the corner, bulk document properties can be assigned to multiple documents simultaneously. If you look at the top of the screen, there are a number of document filter fields, including a very useful keyword search. The MiCert dashboard indicates product compliance status with respect to certificates and standards, and this is split into three separate sections. We have expired certificates, expiring certificates, and standards updates. The expired certificates could be from products that have gone into obsolescence, or for some reason the company does not want to renew. Expired certificates and their associated product documentation can be archived within the MiCert system and recalled upon demand. Expiring certificates. There are countries where by default the certificates need to be renewed. Mexico, Argentina, Sri Lanka, Israel, to name but a few. The default renewal flag is set at 6 months. However, this time period can be set at company discretion. Standard updates is a MiCOM Labs function. MiCOM will indicate when key standards have been updated by the regulatory administration. This should flag an internal review of the products that are found to be compliant to this standard. Note, through the MiCert application, MiCOM Labs can provide additional services to its clients by not only monitoring product compliance, but being active in ensuring ongoing compliance. If you think this is a service of interest, let me know. Details will be provided at the end of this presentation. MiCert can communicate via two distinct methods. A. Users can be granted permission by the company administrator and access a documentation database directly. Or B. Via documentation packages. A documentation package can contain a single file or as many files as needed. Files can be any type stored in a database, PDF, Word, Excel, etc. Alternatively, you could add new documents from any source directly into the package. The contents of the package are available for download and are never transmitted via email. Documentation packages are handled in a unique manner. A great security feature of the MiCert documentation package is the one-time access unique link. The one-time access implies that the link provided in the email can only be used once. Each subsequent click on the link will be met with an access denied banner. This helps maintain security as the email cannot be sent worldwide to any undesirables, including direct competition. MiCert permits communication to multiple clients through a single email. Just add multiple email addresses to the package. If the package is addressed to several individuals, the only address shown on the received email will be the recipient. All other addresses are removed to maintain confidentiality between each third party. Another great feature of the MiCert system is package monitoring. Not only will the system indicate when the package has been downloaded, it will indicate how long it took the recipient to log in and access the package. Gone are the days when third parties claim they never received the communication. Now there is real proof and no missing files. Given the correct permission level, the MiCert user has the ability to create products for use within the system. The system has the ability to differentiate between products and hosts versus modules. This is important as companies can track host devices using a specific module or modules used within a host device. When compliance changes are made to the module, which host or hosts will this affect? MiCert provides clear host module usage traceability. A system report is also available in the Admin function tab under Reporting. There are several supporting functions under the Admin tab, but we will focus on the important sections as they pertain to system operation. Admin sections address users. MiCert was designed around user permissions, and users can be granted access to any area of the system. Users can be added or deleted, and their permissions changed at any time by an administrator. Save the permissions and the change is effective immediately. Reports. Several reports are available to support compliance maintenance, including documentation counts, user activity, and products in non-compliance. Vendors. MiCert caters for vendors, which can be third-party customers or compliance agents. As an example, agents who handle your company international approvals. Give them permission to directly access documents or use their contact details for sending documentation packages. Standards. Use the pre-programmed managed standards or add your own standards. Countries. All countries are available for use within MiCert. However, the selection list can be restricted to only countries where your company is doing business. Document types. Use the pre-programmed document types and/or include your own. We hope you enjoyed this webinar and have taken something from the presentation. Certification and maintaining ongoing compliance takes effort, valuable time and resources from companies. With the correct approach, MiCert can bring many benefits to keep your company competitive and take complete control of your compliance management. Thank you for listening, and if a further MiCert demonstration is of interest, then please get in touch. Look us up on www.micomlabs.com or contact us at 925-462-0304. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.